stop that. Okay, cool. We're live now. Okay, hey everybody. All right, so let's get started because we lost 10 minutes there. So, all right, so we are on YouTube, and then we are on Instagram, and we're on Facebook. So for those of you who are on Facebook and YouTube, my apologies for being a little late. I had to boot up my computer, like reboot my Mac, and I just thought it was rebooting it just to kind of refresh it, but then there was like an update that was waiting to be installed, so that's what happened. So I had to wait 10 minutes for that to kind of be finished. So I've been just talking on Instagram since then. So that's what's been going on here. So, but now we're all live. Now we're on the same page. Okay. So for those of you who are just tuning in, this is your first time here. This is your chance to ask me questions. And so you can go ahead and start posting your questions in the comment section below, and as we go through the next 45 minutes or so, I'm going to answer as many of them as I can. I won't answer everybody's question just because I'm only one person and I only have one brain, right? I don't have like this like my brain's not doing all these crazy things. So if you're going to ask your question so that you have a better chance of being selected, or so that you have a better chance of me picking your question, be specific. What are you asking me? If you're asking me about your health, what specifically are you asking me? If you're asking me about your finances, what specifically are you asking me? If you're asking me about your job or work situation, career, what specifically are you asking me? Do not ask for a general reading. Do not give me a general question. Do I have a message for you? Is a general question. What do you see? Is a general question. I would like a love reading is a general question. Be specific, y'all. Meaning that break it down to a situation so I can tune into that and then give you my understanding of what I'm seeing there. If you want to connect with the loved one in spirit, be specific. Who do you want to talk to? And I'll try to connect with them and bring through anything that might help you to feel or to know that they are with you. If you're just asking for any messages, it's too general. It's going to take too much time to figure that out. I just need you to tell me who you want to talk to. Let's see, people, if you're getting on here and you're saying, I need help or this or that, like, don't sob story me. Everybody on here has a story. Everybody on here has a situation that is probably not the funnest or the greatest situation in the world. So don't try to use your situation to kind of sob story me. Just ask me what specifically you want to ask me about, okay? Because I get it. I understand that everybody has something going on. Remember, I am not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. You can still ask me those kinds of questions, but for legal medical advice or treatment, you should always consult with a licensed professional. What I share with you is more of an opinion, not a fact, meaning that there's no certainty that it's going to happen. What I'm sensing, what I'm tuning into is the likelihood of something happening, or the forecast of what I think will happen based on the pieces that I'm sensing in my mind. I don't know everything. I don't see everything. Don't assume that, because a lot of people have that with psychics. They assume we know and can see everything. My brain would blow up if I knew everything or saw everything. No psychic has ever been able to do that. No psychic can do that, because we're limited beings. We can only perceive what we can perceive with our senses. So we're not like, we're not omnipotent. We don't know everything. So just so you know the facts about how this actually works. If you want to know more about me, what I do, check out my website. If you're asking about my services, check my website. If you want to know about my availability, check my website. If you need my help with something, check my website. So all of it is on my website. Go over there. Everything is available to you guys. I have a free podcast. I have free psychic development courses on YouTube, my YouTube channel. I have free videos and instructional stuff on YouTube channel. I have a weekly newsletter that comes out with everything that I put out that week, so that y'all don't have to go looking for stuff. So that's all. Today is Friday. Today is payday for a lot of people. So if you can afford to donate $15, $20, $25, whatever you can donate, today's the day to do it, because you just got paid. And every Friday, I challenge all of you to donate to a charity. Doesn't have to be a charity that I've offered. If you look at my page, there's the payday challenge, and then there's a list of different charities. You don't have to pick those. You can pick whatever charity you want, but it's a great opportunity for y'all to donate and to give back to this world, to give back to people most in need, and just to practice compassion, practice giving. So that's what that's about. And I challenge y'all to donate. I challenge y'all to give back, because that's the whole point of the challenge. So if you're not dying for money today and you can afford 15, 20, 25 bucks, do it, because now's the chance to do so. Okay. All right. So let's get started here, because I'm like all over the place here. So, Vivian Rick. Hi, Ferny. Do you see Mark and I getting serious, or is there someone else for me? I can see you and Mark having intimacy, like I can see that, or just spending time together. I'm not really seeing like a serious relationship there. It's not because there isn't the potential. I just don't feel like, I feel like you're gonna get mixed signals. So I feel like that's gonna be the case. I see you ending up with somebody else. So I think that you might meet somebody else. I will say this, I think that you will get serious with someone in about 2 years, about 2.5 years. You'll get serious with somebody. And then it sounds like a long time. That doesn't mean you're not going to be dating or being involved with anybody from now until then. But around that timing is when I see you getting involved with somebody. The person's name is, it's interesting because it's similar to Mark, but it's like Matt or Matthew. So there's a Matt or Matthew that you'll meet, that you'll connect with and establish a serious relationship with in about 2.5 years. Okay. Kaylin Dilly or Dilly? Dolly? That's Kaylin. Hi, Freddie. Love you. And news. Any news on when we will move into our house? Yeah, I keep seeing the number 2, so I want to say this might take 2.5 months. It's interesting because I feel like in about 6 weeks there's some traction or movement, and then I feel like 2.5. So this might be this back and forth, or like a partial attempt, and then there's a full like attempt in like 2.5. So I'm thinking this is 2.5 is what I'm thinking. Okay. Now if I'm wrong and it's 2.5 weeks, then that would be it. But I'm thinking it's 2.5 months. Lena Kumar, hey Ferny, is there a message from my dad? Yeah, the first thing he's acknowledging is he is, this is because I'm seeing a, almost seeing a wedding. I'm seeing wedding bells. I don't know if there's, thank you. Whenever I see wedding bells, it's usually an indicator that either someone's engaged, someone's married, or there's a marriage coming up. If y'all have a marriage coming up, or there's a marriage or an engagement that's just been announced, he may just be acknowledging, knowing about the situation regarding a wedding. So he may be acknowledging that. He also is acknowledging the number 2, which would be February or the 2nd of a month. He's also acknowledging, well, it's either the 2nd or the 21st. I'll go with the 21st. I'm going to go with the 21st. So it's either, I'm thinking it's the 21st of a month is what I'm thinking. He also keeps acknowledging, there's an image of him, because he's showing me a picture of himself, and I feel like in the picture, he has something, he's wearing something on his head that feels like it's a greenish color. It's got this like really pretty emerald green color. So there's something like that he's showing me an image of. Don't know if this was when he was younger, or if this is just something that was a picture that was recent before he passed, but he's showing me an image like that. He also keeps, thank you, he also keeps acknowledging the number 3 as well. So the 3rd of a month or March is going to be significant also. He also keeps acknowledging moving pictures or messing with pictures or photos to get your attention. So if y'all had pictures fall off the wall, or pictures move by themselves, or pictures change locations on their own, he's acknowledging that this is a symbol from him, or a sign from him that he's around. So pay attention to that. Okay. Danae Morales. Hey, Fernie, my friend Leo has cancer and it's getting really bad. Is he gonna be okay? So I feel with him, I'm not gonna say whether he's gonna make it or not, because it's not my place to limit someone's ability to overcome what they're going through. But I will give you a time frame of target that he needs to overcome. July, August is going to be an important time for him. I mean, like the next 2 months. So I feel like in the next 2 months, he's going to have to really, really push hard to get past it. The problem is that they may want to put him on either two different types of medications, which might make it even harder for him. Or there's two different types of cancers that may start to happen, or two primary areas. And then it may be more than he can handle. And so this is going to be the tricky part. And so I would say the next 2 months are going to be really important to him, because I keep seeing the July, August time frame as being super significant, especially right around the August time frame. Right around that time, I'm like, I'm not feeling great. So he's going to have to push really hard to get past that. Okay. Taviona Henry, will I have a child soon with my husband? There's 2 opportunities that are going to come up for you. One is, I feel like because I'm seeing baby energy around you in about 4 months. So I would say that when I see baby energy, it's either someone's pregnant, when I say someone, I mean the person I'm reading. It's either you're pregnant, you're celebrating your baby shower, or you're actually having a baby. It's probably not celebrating your baby shower or having a baby. So I'm thinking there's probably an opportunity for pregnancy in about 4 months. But then there's another opportunity, or there's another period of baby energy for you in the end of summer 2022. So end of next year. But I feel like in about 4 months, there's baby energy around you. So just FYI with that. Also, you might have to try 3 separate times, or you might have to have 3 separate types of attempts to be able to get pregnant, okay? Christina Garza, hello Ferny, do you see anything positive with my financial situation? Which is general, so that's a general question, but then you go into it in more, so thank you, Mama. And new business venture with permanent makeup artistry. I actually don't feel bad about the business venture. The thing about it is I just don't want you to partner up with the wrong people, or try to like coordinate with people who may already want to be a part of this, or may already have their own business. You might need to do this on your own, or just do it in a different way than what you were planning. I don't feel bad about it though. I think it's a great opportunity for you. Also, it might take about 1 year and 7 months before you actually get it really going in the way you expect it. And I do think you will get it going. Emily Chapa, hey Ferny, and any messages from my dad? I am in Mexico and I am going to visit his grave. Yeah, a couple things. One is, first of all, he's given me a name, so I don't know if there's like a Penelope sounding name, or that's the closest name I can think of. It sounds like Penelope, or it seems like it's spelled like Penelope. But he's giving me that name, so there's a reference there, a significance there. He's also acknowledging the number 2. So I would say that the 20th of a month is significant, 2020, which either means a date of significance or important marker. So he's acknowledging that as well. He also keeps acknowledging a rope that is kind of wrapped around something, almost in like a gesture or a meaning of some sort. In other words, I don't know if this is something you have that's his, or if this is something you're going to see when you go to see his burial site. But I feel like I'm seeing something that looks like it almost looks like a cross that's wrapped around rope, that's got rope wrapped around it, or it's almost like it's got a stick with rope wrapped around it. There's something there that he's making reference to. He also keeps acknowledging a picture, and there may even be a picture that's it's a picture on a shirt, or it's I want to say it's a shirt with a picture on it. That's what I'm thinking, because I feel like I'm seeing a shirt, and I feel like he's trying to acknowledge this for some reason. So that's how I'm going to put it. I think this is him acknowledging or making reference to a picture with a shirt with a picture on it. Okay. Also, keeping an eye out for butterflies, because that's going to be connected to dad as well. Jennifer Claire Eganoff. Hey, I switched over to Facebook. I will need to move from my new job. Any input on location, type of place, or timing appreciated? Yeah, this might be the timing. This may not be. There's 2 moves, by the way. There's 2 switches or 2 moves. One may come up in about a month and a half, and then there's another one a month later after that. So there's almost like 2 switches or 2 changes within a month, within a 30-day period. But the first one's like in a month and a half from now, and then there's a second change or switch in about 30 days after that. So that's how I feel like things will progress. So there's the first switch and then the second switch. As far as input on location, I keep seeing a grocery store. So I want to say that wherever this is, it seems like it's near or right across from a grocery store center, like a grocery store center, a center where there's a grocery store. So that's how I'm seeing that. Okay. not sure if that's what you mean by location, because I'm seeing, I keep seeing. So back when I was working out of an office, I had a place out what is it? It was where was it? It was off of Westheimer, Highland Village. It was near Highland Village. So I literally was like a block away from Highland Village. And I was above Kieran's restaurant. And so I'm reminded of that, but I'm reminded of, there was a central HEB there, and I'm reminded of like where the HEB was at, and then the areas right around it. So that's what I'm thinking about. That's why that keeps popping into my head. Let's go over here. Crystal the Queen. Will the drama between me and my ex ever end? Probably not. What's interesting is y'all may have had prior lifetimes together, because I don't feel like this is the first time y'all been together. So there might have been, even though they're your ex, but I actually think that y'all may have had a couple of lifetimes together. In one of the lifetimes, y'all may have actually been sisters. And sometimes with sisters, there's rivalries. So, I'm sorry, sisters, brothers. There's brothers, you're both brothers. But there's rivalries there. So I feel like there's a lot of like rivalry there sometimes, where it's like one person trying to outdo the other person. But as far as the drama with your ex, I just don't feel like that's going to go anywhere anytime soon. Unless you put an end to it and you just kick them out of your life, is what I'm thinking. You're welcome, Miss Rosemary. Ashley Rodriguez, 615. Hey, hi Ferny, will I find a partner this year? I'm not thinking you're going to find a partner this year. You might date someone this year, but it feels very scattered. It just feels like it's like an off and on type of thing, or mixed signals. That may be like, person's name starts with an A or an E, like Aaron or Eric. If I'm assuming you're straight. If you're gay, just apply that to a female's name. I don't actually see you finding a partner. Interesting. December of next year, December 2022. I do think you meet someone or you start talking to someone, but that doesn't go very far at first, and then it takes another almost another 8 to 12 months after that for that to kind of turn into something else. It's possible the reason why is just because that person's not available and y'all just start off as friends. But what I'm thinking is that you talk to this person or start to connect with this person at the end of next year. Doesn't really go as far as you wanted to. And then towards the end of the following year, 2023, something feels like it's more likely, or there's more possibility there. So I feel better about it at that point. Remember, it's like an A-R or E-R, I'm thinking name. Okay. Joss Joas Villa. Hi Ferny. If I quit my job, will I be able to get my cousin in Canada? First of all, what I'm thinking about the situation is I feel like you may not have to quit your job. There's a voucher or some sort of like a voucher that would require 2 signatures or 2 permissions to allow for you to get your cousin. So I'm seeing something like that. So it's almost like 2 vouchers or 2 documents that are signed it's almost like what is the word? Because I don't think you have to quit your job. I'm not thinking you have to go that far. I'm thinking, what is it called? The closest thing I can call it is like a voucher. It's almost like a affidavit. It's like affidavit. There's 2 affidavit things that are come up as an option that you might be able to do instead, that would help you to do what you're trying to do without having to go through the process of quitting your job. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, I don't know all the details, but that's how I'm feeling about what you just asked me, because I'm assuming that's what I'm thinking is applied to that. Audrey Gibson, Audible. Hi, Ferny. I was wondering if I'm going to have any children. 1, I see one child for you. So I do think that you will have a child, but I'm seeing one. And I'm thinking it's a boy. It'll be a male. Okay? Valentina's like, does it get super cold here at night? It does in the fall and in the winter. In the winter, it's definitely cold at night. But like usually it's like in the 50s. Like when we start up in May, it's like usually the 50s at night. So it's a little chillier. And then when we get into June, it starts to go more into the 60s. So like 60, 70 is where it is at night. Then during the day, it's a little bit. But when we're in the fall, like it definitely gets cold. I mean, it's funny because we'll have the windows open at night, and it's like 30, 40 degrees outside, but we feel fine inside just because the house retains heat. So it's better with like the heat. Hey, Cassidy. By the way, guys, I'm gonna do videos, and I'm planning on doing videos. I've got a killer headache, which is why I haven't done them yet, just because I'm trying to let my headache kind of simmer down a little bit, so that way I can not be having that messing with me. I already took some Tylenol for it, but that's it. Any message from? Thank you, Nancy Sandoval. Hi, Ferny. Any messages from my mom? Thank you, love. Yes. Woo, she gave me a lot of love. Your mother loves you. It's kind of hard to share it without becoming emotional because that's how much energy she's like just like threw it at me. So that was a lot. So your mom 100% loves you. Your mom is apologizing because sometimes she could get a little either she could get a little bit loose with her mouth, or sometimes she could say some things that may come across the wrong way, or kind of maybe rub people the wrong way. But she's just acknowledging, like, being aware of like this, and just apologizing if she ever hurt your feelings or she ever said anything that may have come across hurtful. But she's acknowledging that she absolutely loves you. She also keeps acknowledging if your alarms start going off by themselves on your phone, or if a clock, because I feel like I'm thinking of a clock or a watch, and then I'm hearing an alarm going off. If you have something like this that's connected to her and then it starts to act up or go off by itself, this is a sign from her. Butterflies are also another connection from her as well. She's showing me a tattoo, so there might even be a tattoo connected to this or to mom. She also keeps acknowledging the number 12, so December or the 12th of a month might be significant to her as well. There's 2 babies with her. She's doing this, but she's making me feel like 2. So don't know if she's acknowledging 2 babies with her in spirit that are miscarried, lost, or terminated, immediate family, or if you have 2 children, if you've had 2 children that have been born since her passing, or she just wants to acknowledge your 2 children, but she's acknowledging these 2. So there's a reference there. I'm gonna drink my water because my throat gets tight sometimes. She's also showing me she's doing this. I don't know if you have an earring that's connected to her, or if there's an earring that's significant for you and mom. Okay. Let's go here. Yeah, Lena on the other side. She was like, my cousin just got engaged. Perfect. Your dad was just acknowledging that he's excited for the wedding or for the new engagement. Christina Luna. Hi, Ferny. Any message from my spirit guides? And when do you see me buying a house? Buying a house, you might try in 7 months, but I actually think you'll end up waiting about 2 years. So even though you may attempt it in 7 months, then you may decide to hold off for a bit and then do it again in 2 years. And I think that'll be when you actually buy a house. As far as your spirit guide is concerned, try not to bog yourself down too much with financial expenses right now. Actually, for like the next 6 or 7 months, be very aware of your spending. Try not to overdo it, just because they want you to kind of reduce your spending, so that way you can be a little bit better prepared to deal with the end of this year, because there might be some changes happening at the end of the year or in early 2022, so like December, January, February, around there, and you might just need to be prepared, and taking on additional financial obligations or expenses may stress you out more. So they're almost like, hey, there's some stuff coming up, you need to be prepared for this. Okay. Yeah, Haley and Loretta Verderosa. Hey, Ferny, I'm a new medium, and I was wondering if my great aunt Pamela has a message to help me, considering she was one. Also, I feel my uncle Kevin trying to come through. I just get strangers. Yeah, here's the thing, Mama. You need to go to your tia, your aunt Pamela. She's like, send her to your class. So I'm going to tell you, I have a free class on YouTube that they're suggesting you need to take, because it'll help make your growth opportunities easier for you. It's free. Like, I cannot stress this enough. It is a free course. I spent a lot of time and energy putting it together for people so they wouldn't have to deal with the same BS that most of us find when we're trying to develop, and we just keep buying the same books and buying the same courses. So they're pushing you to this, and you can get to that class. It's free through my website. So go to my website, go down to classes and events, and then click that, and then right there's the link to send you to Facebook or to YouTube, and it's all lined up, all the videos. It's two sets of videos. There's the first series, and then there's the last video as well. And I think it's like a good 3 hours, three and a half hours of content. And it's a bunch of mini courses, but that'll help you to get closer to it. You may actually find yourself doing a lot more channeling when you start to do more of this, and less mediumship. I know you're considering yourself a medium, but they're referencing or acknowledging that you might actually start doing more channeling and healing, because that is also another ability that you might be stronger in as well. So I would recommend looking into healing potentials like Reiki, because it would be a good opportunity for you to practice shifting and channeling energy. And then also take my course that'll help you understand some of the basic things you need to know about, especially with your mediumship abilities. And then once you start to practice your skills, you'll start to get stronger and more details from them as well. Okay. Malthropic Christina, I hope I said that correctly, because I was like, how do I say that? I have two questions. What do you see for my career path, and are my grandparents there? I feel like what you'll end up doing is going into a support role for businesses or smaller businesses. So I see a lot of, it almost reminds me of like an office manager. So I feel like you're going to become something like a coordinator, office manager, a organization manager. It feels like there's something like that, where all the ins and outs of organizations or businesses is almost like coordinating or trying to like keep up with everything, and basically micromanaging everybody and telling everybody what to do. That's what you would be doing. I feel like that's a career path that I see you going down. It may not be right away. This may not be something that shows up for about 2 years. It may also be through a school or some sort of organization that feels like a school. So there's something around that I think you'll go into. As far as your grandparents are concerned, I am seeing 3 individuals. I don't know if you have 3 grandparents that are passed, but I'm seeing 3 individuals. It's interesting because it's almost like there's, thank you. So in my family, my mom's name is Alice. My partner's mom's name is Alice as well. So both of our mothers are Alice. I feel like there's 2 grandparents where the name may be very similar, or 2 people who have very similar, because they're acknowledging like a similarity in the name. They're also thank you. They're also acknowledging Carrie. You're Christina. I don't think it's you though. I think it's like they're trying to give me another name. It's either a male Christopher that they're wanting to acknowledge also, or there's a Corey or a Carrie or Chris, it's got a name like that. There's a sounding to it, because that's what I'm seeing. There's a suicide there that they're wanting to acknowledge. I know you're asking me about your grandparents, but there's a suicide they're wanting to acknowledge. So you might have a friend or an acquaintance that has committed suicide. It feels like it's a male, so I'm thinking this is a male. This doesn't feel like it's a surprise though, because I think people would have expected that this was going to be the case at some point. I would say that this is either from overdose or they were on something that triggered them to take these actions, because I feel a little off with this person. It doesn't feel like they were okay in their head and they were going through either a breakdown or they just completely lost their shit and like just, went in on themselves. And that's the way that I feel about it. Okay. Miss Rosemary. Let me see. Are you on here? Let me see if I can bring you on. I'll bring you on. I'll just tell you. I think I'm ready to get on video now. There you are. Let's go. Let's do Miss Rosemary. Let's go there. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What do you want to ask me about?
I'm curious to know if there's any messages from my dad.
Yeah.
Richard, come here.
Yeah. First of all, he showed me the number 4. Do you know if the 4th of a month or the month of April is connected?
Not at the top of my head, no.
Okay. It's either the date of it's a date of significance or it's a date. Yeah, it's either the 4th of a month or it's the month of April. But he's making reference to that. He also keeps acknowledging 2 children. Do you have 2 children?
No, I have no children.
Okay. He's acknowledging 2 children. This means one of 2 things. Either there are 2 children with him that were miscarried, lost, or terminated, or there's 2 children that have been born since his passing.
There's been a lot of kids born since his passing, yeah.
Okay. He's showing me 2. Do you know if there were 2 that came in or like twins?
No twins.
That's not it.
Twins.
There's 2. I would say this has
been gone for 11 years, so I don't know.
Okay, that's okay. What I will say is he's specifically acknowledging 2 kids. So the way that I would interpret it is there's 2 specific kids that have been born since his passing, or there's 2 kids with him that were miscarried, lost, or terminated that are connected to the family. But he's acknowledging the 2. He's also acknowledging a dog that's also there as well. And I feel like this dog, do you know the dog could no longer eat, or it was no longer able to take any food in, because I feel like there's something going on and I can't open my mouth anymore?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. He wants to let you know that the dog is with him. He also is acknowledging, thank you. He's trying to give me a name as well. Do you know if there's an A-N name or a Tony type name that's also connected?
N? You're breaking up a little bit. 8.
Yeah, so it's almost like Tony or Antonio or Antoine or Antani. It's almost like an A-N or A-N-T or Tony. Do you know there's a connection to that name?
I'm Portuguese, so we have so many Tonys and Antonios. So,
well, there's someone with them that's got that name. So
I think one of my grandparents' name is. I think my mom's father was Antonio.
Okay.
Okay.
That's okay. I'll leave that with you. So he's acknowledging that person, who he's with in company. Also, is there a Cecilia or a Celia or Cecilia type of name? It could be Cynthia, but I'm thinking it's Cecilia or Celia.
Not off the top of my head.
That's okay. There's like a Cecilia, Celia, or Cenelia. It's got a name like that as well. Also with him in spirit. So he's acknowledging that also. He's pointing to my my necklace. Do you have a cross or a religious necklace connected to him?
Yes. The rosary.
Got it. He made the birds tap on the window or smack into the window. Did you have the birds tapping or smack the window recently?
Not tapping. I've seen birds fly past.
No, this isn't birds flying. This is like tapping or like smacking the window. What he's showing me is sometimes we've had birds here where I live at. They'll land on the perch of the window and they'll just sit there and they'll be looking inside and then they start tapping. And so he's showing me something like this. This would be in the front of your property or in the front of the house. Is there a little garden and then there's the door to the right next to that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right
that's
there.
Where my mom usually is.
Got it.
Okay.
So he's acknowledging right there. Keep an eye out for right there because that's where the bird will be acting crazy or be at. So he's acknowledging that.
Okay.
He also makes me feel, thank you. Are you thinking about moving?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Okay. He's talking about you moving or relocating, and he's talking about 4 months or 4. So this might be something that ends up becoming more of a likelihood in 4 months, or you need to be prepared because this may happen in about 4 months.
Okay.
Okay, because he's acknowledging
Okay.
moving or relocation, and then the number 4. I'm assuming that's what he's meaning by that, or what he's talking about.
Okay.
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 He also keeps acknowledging a white fluffy or white thick like covering or blanket. Do you know if there's a white covering or a white fluffy thing that y'all associate with him?
Yeah, we have one of his blankets from the hospital.
Got it.
Yeah.
He also says the circulation's back in his legs. Was he not able to get up and walk around, or was he not able to like use his legs as much as he wanted to?
Yeah.
Got it. He
Yeah.
says the circulation's
Yeah.
back to his legs because he's kicking his legs for me, so he wants you to know that he can move his legs now. He's also repeating
Okay.
his name twice. Are there 2 people in the family who have his name?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
No.
He's showing me his name and he's repeating it twice. So I would say that
Okay.
there's 2 people in the family or 2 names that are similar to his because he's repeating that twice for me. So there would be 2 of them.
Okay.
Okay. He
Oh, you
This
broke
may
up.
sound random. He's also
Uh-huh.
acknowledging a dream, and he's showing me something about biting in the dream, and he trying to communicate or say hello. Do you know if you or your mother or someone close had a dream of him where he's chewing or he's biting on something in the dream, and they didn't understand what he was trying to do?
Probably my mother. She dreams
Okay.
about him a lot.
Ask her about the dream where he was It's either he took a fruit and bit it and was trying to say something to her, or he was biting on something in the dream because he's acknowledging
Okay.
something like that. So to ask her, he keeps going back to the C name. It's a C or S. It's a Celia, Sylvia, Celia, Cecilia. It's got a. He's repeating this name again. Do you know if your mom had a friend or a neighbor pass away not too long ago that's got a name like that?
No. Oh, there's Carmen, but not
I
not
mean,
with the
that
CE.
is a C name. I'm not thinking.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking. I don't think it's that though. I mean, that is a C name, but I'm not thinking that's it. It sounds more like Sylvia or Celia. It's got a
I would
sounding
have.
name to it. So when you ask your mom, she
Okay.
might have an idea of who
You may
this is.
know.
This is either connected
Okay.
to a friend or the parent of a friend that she's. It just recently happened, but there's a reference
Okay.
there. Okay,
Oh, wait. Did you say? Oh, you said CE,
it's C or S. It sounds like Sylvia or Celia. It's got to sound like that.
and it's a female, not a male.
I'm assuming it's a female because I keep thinking of Celia Cruz, which is why I'm thinking it's a female. But I'm seeing this
Okay.
C or S sounding name, and I'm thinking it is a
'Cause I
female.
know. Okay, because I know someone that passed that starts with SE, is Sean.
No, that's I don't.
No. Okay.
It's not like a. I don't think it's like a Shane or Sean. It doesn't sound like a shot. It sounds like a
Okay.
seal. Like think of seal. SEA, which I mean Sean is spelled like
Okay.
seal, but it doesn't. It doesn't feel like it sounds like that. This is I want to say this is a female.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll ask my mom. She'll probably
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
this was from a. I want to say this person either had cancer or they had sepsis because this is what it feels like to me.
See, going back to the name Sean, he died from sepsis, and he they found in his autopsy that he had cancer, but
Interesting.
he also had other health issues.
Okay,
So I don't know.
let me ask them because I'm
I mean,
asking them
it
if they
could be
can.
it could be someone else.
Did he? God, now my mind's opening up to him. Is he married into the family? Was he married into the family, Sean?
Um, not by blood. If that
No.
makes any sense. No.
No, I don't think this is.
No.
I mean, I'm not thinking it's Sean. I'm thinking this is like it's like a Cynthia or
Okay.
it's got a. I think I feel pretty confident this is an older female because I keep seeing an older female in
Okay.
my head that reminds me of one of my tias, and so
Okay.
that's why I keep seeing this female. And I feel like this is a heavier set female. She may even be heavy set in the front as well. She had back issues. She was having circulatory issues. She may have gotten sick or gotten something viral, but she may
Okay.
have also been
Yeah.
going through
Okay.
or
I can ask
having.
my mom.
Yeah, and so I'll leave that with you. Let me
Okay.
answer about the Sean though, because I'm going to bring him into the conversation for a second. Did he not follow through to go to the doctor? Did he avoid go to the doctor?
I don't know. I think he was pretty good with going to the hospital and doctor appointments,
Okay,
but he had
because
a
when
lot
I
going
asked about
on.
the Sean, the way that I'm seeing this is almost like I don't want any more bad news, or I don't want to go to the doctor again. And it's almost like I think I'm already doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't need to go back. And it's almost like missing this, and this not even being caught, and this infection or the sepsis may have been caused by a rupture or a internal infection. Do you know if he had an internal infection
He
in
had
the digestive?
surgery. He had he had a lot going on. I would have to ask his wife. But there was a lot going on. But he went for surgery and ended up getting the sepsis. Well, he ended up they
So
didn't induce coma on him, and he
So,
ended up
well,
dying.
what I'm seeing is I feel like I'm going down my intestines and I feel like something's ruptured or something's
Yeah,
ripped. Do you
yeah,
know about
that's
that?
definitely his. That's yeah. I mean, that's both. Yeah,
Okay.
for
And it's
Sean,
almost
yeah.
like I don't think this is something different than what I already know I have. I think this is what
Okay,
I it's almost like he either thinks that this is what he thought was already there, or he
okay,
misunderstood and didn't think he would have to go to the doctor for this, but it could have been technically avoided because
okay,
had he gone for that specific issue, it's almost like that would have prevented this from going further. Does that make sense?
okay.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Do you also know if the 12 is connected or the month of December?
Uh, his birthday's in December. Not my
Perfect.
father Sean's is.
He's acknowledging his birthday. He's also just showed
Okay,
me 14. Do you know if the 14th of a month is also connected? Or if someone has plans on getting married on Valentine's Day?
not
Okay.
if there is, I wasn't invited yet.
That's okay.
So no, I
I'll
don't
leave
know.
that with you, but you may have to. Got it. Got it. So someone said his birthday. So yes, his birthday. So he's there. He's around as well. But there's this C
Okay,
name that I want to acknowledge. This female C name. It's a
okay. I
heavier
will
C
definitely
female.
ask your
Just
mom.
to ask the family. But he's also there. So he's already confirmed himself. But there's also the C name as well to ask your mom because she might know about the C name.
Okay, definitely.
All right,
Awesome.
sweetheart. Well, you take care of
Thank you
yourself,
so
Mama.
much. You as well. Thank
You're
you so much. I
welcome.
appreciate it. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.
All right. Yeah, sometimes when I'm tuning into a spirit and I'm trying to like keep my mind on one spirit, um, here's how it feels like for those of y'all who don't know what it looks like for me. Do you remember the episode of Lucy and Ethel where the conveyor belt's going with all the chocolates and they're trying to like grab all the chocolates? That's what it's like when you're talking to spirit, because what's happening is the moment you open your mind to them, it's like all this information starts flowing through. It's not going to just sit there for you. You have to kind of grab it, and then you got to hold on to one piece of information while there's still more going. And then you got to take that and you have to try to break it apart or understand it in your head. So that's what tends to happen when I'm communicating with spirits. But when I am holding on to one piece, trying to make sense of this, the conveyor belt is still going, the chocolate's still going through. And then if someone asks me about somebody else, all of a sudden it's almost like there's a new belt that shows up with more information, but I'm still holding on to this one piece. And so that's what it's like in my head when I've got one piece of information with one person and then there's more going. I'm like, oh my God, like I know I'm letting stuff go by because my brain can't retain all that at once. It's like too much to hold on to. I've just got to stick to the one piece like a dog with a bone trying to figure it out. And so that's how it happens in my head. So it's a bit of a complex process, which I'm going to write a book about that as well. So just FYI. Okay. Here, let's go here. Let's see. Alright. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2. Alright. Diana Galindo, I was trying to connect with you, but it says invited. I invited you, but nothing's happening. So I'm gonna pass it up, Diana, okay? So let me find somebody else. Let me see. Um, let's see. Whoops. Let's see. I'm gonna try you one more time, Diana. I just requested you, girl, and like nothing's happening. There you are. There we go.
Okay,
I
there you
got you
go.
on. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing? Oh, let's see. I think I can hear you. Your video's frozen, but can you hear me?
It's really bad.
That's okay.
I'm
Stop moving
sorry.
around. Just stay still. Stay still. If it's
Okay.
working right now, stay still and look into the camera so I can see your face.
Okay.
There you are. Okay. What do you want to ask me about, Mama?
Because I'm talking to this guy. But I just want to hear from my uncle. I haven't heard from him in a while,
Yeah.
and I know my sister would love to hear from him.
Yeah. Question. Is there a turtle? Is there something with a turtle shape or turtle thing that's connected to your uncle?
A turtle?
Yeah. I'm seeing a tortoise shell. So either there's something that's got a turtle shell that looks like a turtle shell connected to your uncle, or there's something about tortuga or a memory of tortuga.
I'm not sure.
Okay. I'll leave that with you. You may need to ask because he showed
Yeah.
me something like I'm seeing a turtle and just the shell, and I'm like, what is it that I'm looking at? And it
Yeah.
either feels like it's either something that I would wear that's got a turtle on it, or there's a memory with the turtle stuff. So there's a reference there.
Okay.
He also shows me number 5. Do you know if May or the 5th of a month is connected to him?
Yay!
Okay, because he's acknowledging
Oh.
that. So he's making reference to that. He also talks about bandi or bando. Do you know if there's a bandi or bando or bombo name connection or nickname?
Obongo, bando? No.
Okay. Bandi,
I will have to
banda.
think about it.
Yeah, it's like bandi, banda, bando. It's almost like when he was younger. So this might be connected to when he was younger, but if you ask the family, they may know what he's talking about. He also
Banda,
talks
banda?
about the video that y'all made. Did someone make a video for him?
Yes.
Got it, because he knows about the video. So he's acknowledging that as well. He's also showing me 3 tattoos. You know of 3 tattoos that are connected to him.
Tattoos? No. But I don't
Show
know
me.
if someone's trying to get a tattoo of him. Or
Okay,
if
he showed
maybe
me.
someone, I'll ask.
Okay, because he's showing me tattoo and then 3. So either there are 3 tattoos connected to him, or someone has a tattoo that's got 3 on it or 3 parts to it. Because he's showing me something like that. Do you know if his liver was giving him issues and he was having trouble going to the bathroom before he passed?
I maybe my aunt knows, but I know he had lung issues. Like
Okay.
he couldn't.
Here's what he's showing me. So I have a tío. His name was Nicholas, and my
Okay.
tío passed away because he was a drinker and a smoker, and
Okay.
he started to have fluid building up in his body, and it was needed to be drained. Do you know if he was having issues where there was fluid building up in his body and they had
Yes.
to empty it out? Okay, because he's showing me the
Yes.
fluid issue. He also keeps acknowledging the bruising or the discoloration on his skin. Do y'all remember his skin being discolored or bruised? Got it. He's acknowledging that as well. He also talks about the last rites. Do you know if the priest came to give him his last rites?
I'm not sure, but he would see he would tell my family a lot that he would see things,
Okay.
and the doctors would tell him it was because of the medication, and I
Yeah.
believed him like that he was seeing stuff because we're all spiritual and
Yeah.
I'm into a bigger spiritual journey.
Well, he says that someone came into the room or someone came and they splashed water and they almost like were making the sign of the cross. So either the priest came to give him his last rites or someone was trying to bless him. And
I think so. I think so.
Okay. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you, Yaya or Yayo. Is there a Yaya? It's either Yaya or Chayo. It's Yaya or Chayo sounding nickname.
No, we would call him Lalo.
No. Oh, his name was, y'all would call him Lalo?
Lalo, yeah.
It's possible that's correct, and I'm just misinterpreting what I'm seeing. I would still check if there's also someone that's passed with him, because he's trying to tell me who's with them. Someone that may have gone by Chayo or Yayo.
I will ask my aunt Chayo
Yeah.
or Yayo.
If there isn't, then I would say then it's probably he's just trying to give me his nickname, but he's acknowledging that. He also keeps acknowledging someone putting a dollar. Did someone put money with him, or did someone give him dollars or money after his passing?
I'm not sure, weird. But whenever I was in his casket, I would I put him something. I gave him something, but
Okay.
I don't know.
He makes me feel like someone put money in there with him, or someone gave him money after his passing, because he's showing me money. So there's something about money with him. So if you ask, someone may know that they put a dollar bill or they put something there. Okay. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Do y'all have the picture of him wearing the sunglasses? That's one of his favorites because he's acknowledging the picture. Okay, so he's making reference to this. Did he try to pretend like he was super handsome, or like everybody like loved him and he was like, okay, because this is how he comes across to me. He is fine. He's okay. He says that he has come to you in the dream. You just don't recognize him because he doesn't look like himself the way you last saw him. He says he is fine. He also says, it's funny because he's like spitting out somewhere. Like and he's spitting to the side there. So he's like spitting for me. If his wife, if for two things with his wife. She needs to be careful with her arm or shoulder because he keeps acknowledging that she's going to hurt herself. So there's something there that may be going on with her because he's doing this with his arm. Either that or it was him, and I'm misinterpreting it. But he's doing this with the wife. So there's a reference to this. He also keeps acknowledging about the bed moving or the house moving or relocating. So did you know if they rearranged everything or completely redid the bedroom?
The bedroom, no, but we are redoing like because where we had his cenizas, like his stuff, we put him to another place, but we are kind of moving around like the stuff, but not our house.
Okay, he's rearranging stuff. So either y'all are rearranging stuff within the home, or he's acknowledging y'all rearranging the stuff. And it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna take a box and move it. It's more like I'm really rearranging stuff because he's making me feel this way. Mm-hmm. Okay. Also, birds are connected to him, so the birds are gonna be the sign from him.
My mom
and the feathers.
Actually, yeah, I find feathers a lot, and I dreamed him because I would like call myself names, and so I dreamt him with picking up a feather, but he picked it up for me, and I saw him in the dream telling me I'm beautiful.
Yeah, he's just confirming this is him. So he's acknowledging he's with you, sweetheart. He's with you. Okay.
And I also wanted to hear from one of a long time ago when I was little. Her name is Sarah, and she passed away, and I would love to hear from her.
Yeah. Do you know? Thank you. Do you know if she became violently ill after something got into her system? It's almost like a reaction or a response to something.
When I was little, she said all she would feel was like burning inside of her, and she got really skinny.
Yeah, because the way she's making me feel is like a violent reaction to the stuff that she's taking into the system. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if I hate to say this, but it almost feels like I'm being poisoned from the inside out, if that makes any sense. Because she's like making me feel as if something is like violently reacting within my system. She also makes me feel that, thank you, she's okay. If you capture little orbs on pictures, that's her. Because she says she's trying to show up in your pictures and that she's a little orb. She also says that there's a picture of her next, actually either there's a little baby angel or a little angel next to her in some way. So either at her gravesite or where she is memorialized, there's a little angel that she's acknowledging or making reference to. Okay? So just so you know, yeah, she's with you, sweetheart. She's with you. Okay? All right, Mama, let me let you go because they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. So, all right, Mama, you take care of yourself.
Okay, you too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. I'm out of time, and it's time to go. So I love you all. I will be back next Wednesday for our usual time. I'm going to be back in about 10 minutes for our study group time. And we are reading The Secret. That's what we're reading. So stay tuned, okay?